A blessed Friday to us. One particular detail that catches my attention when I was preparing for something to share with you is actually from the first reading today. We will have a time for the gospel reading anyway. And this detail that really comes to mind has something to do with the word study, and that is on the name Gamaliel. Gamaliel, the teacher of the law, who was a member of the Sanhedrin, who actually made a defense to the disciples who were actually in murky waters. Now, Gamaliel, if we study the word, actually comes from the Hebrew word. Of course, El there is God. So it's Gamali, and Gamal actually means camel or thread. No? Gamaliel. So it's either God is my camel is God, or my thread is God. Now I would like to focus on the second meaning of the word, because what he did actually in today's first reading was to put together, to join together the thread of the events in the lives of the people of Israel. He was talking about Theodas, he was talking about Judas the Galilean, and in connection with the group, the members or the disciples of Jesus. And his role there in the Sanhedrin is to connect, to connect the thread of events. And from connecting the threads, he made a very important conclusion. If this is God's making, then even we cannot actually become a hindrance. We will be even against the will of God. And why is this important in our lives? Not just today. Because we too need to connect events and things in our lives. We do this in reflection, in our prayer, or even in trying to understand and to review the events of the day. Muni kanunay natong himuon kung kita mamalandong. Okay? Usually from the Jesuit tradition, before sleeping. How to connect things that happened the hours before, so that we will be able to see how God is at work in our lives. And this is the role of Gamaliel. He is still present, and there are many Gamaliels in our lives who remind us of certain events and provide us with certain points and junctures so that we are able to connect things. And by connecting, we see God in those joints. And not just in those joints, but through the flow of events in our lives, because He is present. As He declares, He is Emmanuel. And so as we continue this Eucharistic celebration, and also a challenge for us, our daily reflection should bring us much into the very grain, into the very fiber of such connectiveness, and continuously thank the Lord for His love and for His goodness. Amen.